In this video, I'll teach you how to make your own shampoo at home from scratch. This shampoo is good for all hair types, either natural, relaxed, or colored hair. It is also suitable for children because all the ingredients used in making it are all natural. If this is something you'd like to see, please watch the video till the end. If you have any question, feel free to drop it in the comments below. And if you find the video helpful, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel for more videos like this. Feel free to share it in all your social media platforms to help others. I'll try as much as possible to be detailed in this video so you will not miss out on any useful information. The first ingredient you need is African black soap. Make sure you get original African black soap. When I say original, I mean the one that has not been mixed with anything yet, the one that is still raw. You can get it from eBay, Amazon, or TikTok shop. Depending on your location, you can also get it from the market or local shops around you. If you can't get the African black soap, the raw one, if you have Dudu Osun, those of you in Nigeria will understand what I'm talking about. You can also use Dudu Osun in place of the African black soap. The step of using it is still same. If you are using either African black soap or the other soap, you cut it into small pieces and transfer it into a jar. It could be a glass jar or plastic. After transferring it into the jar, you are going to add hot water, either warm or hot water, depending on the jar you are using, either plastic or glass jar. After adding the water, you are going to keep it aside, and then you get another bowl or any other container and start by adding the Ayurvedic herbs. First on my list is lemongrass, and I'll be using 2 tablespoons of lemongrass. If you can get the fresh lemongrass, it is also okay. Next ingredient is rosemary leaves. You can also use the fresh rosemary leaves if that is what you have. In fact, I prefer using the fresh one, but for now I could not get the fresh one. That's why I'm using the dried one. Next is horsetail. I'll also use 1 tablespoon of horsetail. I also added 1 tablespoon of fennel seed. Now I'm adding the fenugreek seed. I wanted to use 1 tablespoon, but I don't have enough. I'll also add star anise. I'm using 5 pieces of the star anise. Next, I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of oregano. This is the first time I'm showing you oregano on my channel, but this is not the first time I'm using it. I have been using it for a while now and I like it. I'll set that aside because I'm going to be blending those ones I added to the blender. The ones I have here are the ones I already have in powdered form. So I have cloves powder, shikakai powder, and cinnamon powder. I'm going to be adding all of those into the glass jar. I'm doing that because these ones are already in powdered form, and I'll blend the other one and add it to it. This method will help you to infuse faster and you'll be able to make your shampoo more potent. I have added the shikakai powder. I have about 1 tablespoon of shikakai powder and less than 1 tablespoon of cloves powder. Now I'm adding 1 tablespoon of the cinnamon powder. I have the 3 powdered ingredients in the jar already. I'm going to add water to it and then keep it aside. You can use either hot, warm, or cold water depending on the container you are using, but I used warm water. I'll just keep this aside and then blend the other ingredients that I have in the blender. If you don't have a blender, you can either pound it or use it like that. Whichever way you choose to use it, you are still going to get a good result. Now I've finished blending. I'm going to carefully transfer it into that jar containing the other powdered ingredients. If you noticed, I did not fill the jar up with water, but I'm going to do that after adding the ones I just blended. As for the number of ingredients that I used, you must not use all of them. Use the ones you have. I carefully selected these ones and used them because of what I want for my scalp and my hair. So it is okay for you to use any Ayurvedic herbs that you have at home. After adding everything together, I'm going to add water to fill up the jar. This shampoo is very potent, and that is exactly what I wanted. That is why I used a lot of Ayurvedic herbs. I want it to be so great for my scalp, the length of my hair, and my edges. So if you're battling with dandruff and your hair is breaking, it is shedding too much, your edges are not growing, you notice that your hair is becoming too weak compared to the way it has always been, or you're battling with dandruff and flaky scalp, if your scalp is always itching you, you're always scratching your scalp, you need to make this DIY shampoo. You are going to find it very helpful as it will help you to solve your scalp issues and your hair issues. As at the time I'm doing this voiceover, I have been using this for about 3 weeks now, and you need to see the difference in my hair, my scalp, and my edges. This shampoo is really effective. After adding more water to the jar containing the Ayurvedic herbs, I'm going to keep it aside to infuse for 2 days. As for the black soap, it is completely melted already, but I'm still going to keep it aside as I'm waiting for the herbs to infuse properly. After infusing it for 2 days, this is the final look. You can see how the water has completely changed in color, and I love the smell. I'm going to shake it very well before I strain it. Whatsoever you are using to strain, make sure it is tight enough so that the particles from these herbs will not get into it, because you don't want them to be stuck in your hair. They can be very stubborn. You'll find it very hard to get them out of your hair. This part is very tricky. If you are not careful, it is going to spoil your shampoo because you'll be left with a lot of residues on your hair. Either your hair is in a protective style or not, it does not matter. Because if you have the particles on your scalp after washing your hair, your scalp will start itching you, and with time it will cause product buildups, and you don't want that. So strain it carefully using whatever you have. And in this video, I'm even going to strain mine twice. I'll just keep pouring it in the strainer and use my spoon to turn it over and press it until I get all the water out of it, and then I'll transfer the leftover into the container again. I'm not going to throw it away. I'll transfer it back into the container because I will still use the water. I finally strained the water out of it. Now I'm going to transfer into the glass jar and then add another water to fill up the glass jar. I'll cover that and keep it aside to infuse for about 6 to 8 hours before I strain it. I'm going to be using this as my final rinse after my wash day, and also use it as a leave-in spray. I'll also use it to make my deep conditioner. That is how I use my hair tea. To combine everything together for the shampoo, I'm going to get a bigger bowl, and in that big bowl, I'm going to strain the water again just to make sure I don't have any particles left in the water. Obviously, you can see that there is still a lot left. Even though the particles are not big, you don't need them in your shampoo. You can strain 2 to 3 times until you are sure that there are no particles in it anymore. After transferring that into the bowl, I'm going to get the black soap that I melted earlier. You can see that everything is completely melted. I'm going to pour that straight into the bowl. This soap is also very potent. That is why you don't need too much of it except you are making it in larger quantities. I also have my oil that I have been infusing for about 3 weeks now. I'm just going to strain it and pour it directly into the bowl. For the oil, you can use any oil of your choice. You can use coconut oil, olive oil, any carrier oil of your choice. It must not be a homemade hair growth oil. So after transferring the oil, I'm going to add essential oils. I'll be adding tea tree essential oils, and I'm adding 2 tablespoons of tea tree essential oil. I'm also going to add lavender essential oil. You already know that I love this essential oil so much. I added about 4 drops of the lavender essential oil. You can use any essential oil of your choice, or if you don't have essential oil or you don't feel like using essential oil, you can also make it without essential oil. But I recommend you add essential oil because it is going to make this shampoo more potent. After adding the essential oil, I'll mix everything together again to combine them before transferring into any container of my choice. I'm going to be using airtight containers. At the end of the day, this is what I have. I have these 2 big containers and 1 small container. This is the one I'm going to be using for my wash day right away. Now, if you don't have a means of preserving this shampoo in your freezer, the best thing to do is to make a small amount that you can use for 1 to 2 wash days. If you have any other question concerning this video, feel free to drop it in the comments below. I will respond to you. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate your support. See you in my next video. Bye.